Here. And I want to talk to you about, well, I want to ask you, how's your immune system today? Because I got to tell you, my immune system kind of deserted me yesterday. I did not feel well. And I don't know if it's because I was so busy yesterday. I ate something that had gluten in it. I don't eat gluten. And I'll talk to you more about going gluten free a little later in one of the other live streams. But right now, I want to focus on the immune system. And I love my little ticker down there because it's now orange, like matching my sweatshirt. It's cold and rainy here in LA. I know that sounds terrible because people are probably let me take a drink. People are probably freezing in other parts of the world and the nation, but we get a little nervous in LA when it rains. So, yeah. But I'm inside. I've been inside all day, very, very long meetings today. And I hope you're okay wherever you are. Again, I want to talk to you or I want to ask you, how's your immune system today? Because mine was really crappy yesterday. It really deserted me. I woke up with the worst digestive issues. I'm just one of those people. And that's one of the reasons why I'm the good gut queen. I've been working on my gut for a very long time with just a terrible, terrible gut thing going on. And it's so interesting because today somebody said, there's a thing going around. And I really don't believe in the whole germ theory anymore. Yeah, I do believe in germs and I do believe that they can make you sick. But I also believe that if your immune system is really healthy, you don't get nearly as many germs as you should, or if your immune system wasn't. And let me kind of back up and explain what the immune system is and what it does to us. Well, our immune system protects us, right? It protects us. It's the only way I can explain it. The interesting thing about its link with your gut is that 70 to 80% of it is in your gut. It's in something called the GALT, the gut associated lymphoid tissue. And basically, the immune system is not an organ. It lives in different places. It's different cells that do different jobs that live in different places. For want of a better way of it explaining it, it's very complicated. Every time I look at a diagram of the immune system, I just want to go to sleep because it's like this going there and that going there. Yeah, suffice to say, the immune system is very important to keep us healthy, number one. And number two, most of it is in your gut. So when you have leaky gut, the immune system gets compromised. And here's how I explain it. And I've got these cute little illustrations, but I can't do them here. Okay. Basically, what happens is if your gut, remember we talked about a good gut has all these very close together, it's very hard with my rings, very close together cells and tight junctions between the cells that act like coffee filters that filter in good stuff like the byproducts of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, and other good things, vitamins, minerals, other things into your bloodstream to feed you. But when the gut gets relaxed, when it starts to leak stuff, the stuff that those tight junctions filter out, then you got a problem because stuff is getting into your bloodstream that shouldn't be there. And basically, what happens? Well, your immune system is right there. So it mobilizes. It kind of, starts talking to itself, and the brain talks to it and says, you better get out there and do something about that stuff that shouldn't be in the bloodstream. And it starts to mobilize. And when you cut yourself, have you noticed that it gets inflamed? That's the immune system. The immune system causes inflammation because it's doing its job. It gets inflamed and then it gets a stab and then it heals over. That's your immune system doing its job. It does the same thing in your bloodstream. It causes inflammation. And inflammation is one of the worst things we can have. Okay? Inflammation screws up your immune system, overworks your immune system, and makes your immune system do weird things like attacking your body when it should be attacking other things. And that's called autoimmune disease. Okay. And the interesting thing is, I have this thing on my wall. You can see it, and I'll read it to you because you can't read it. This is a Time magazine cover from 2004, 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And it says the secret killer, the surprising link between inflammation and heart attacks, cancer, Alzheimer's, and other diseases, and what you can do to fight it. 20 years ago. We're still not, we talk a lot about inflammation. I hear it bandied about a lot, but I don't hear anybody talking about what to do about it. Okay. It really, your immune system, we need to keep it healthy, because if you don't keep it healthy, then it gets overworked and then it can't protect you. Does that make sense? Because it makes sense to me. Okay, so I put together this whole tonic, elixir, whatever you want to call it. I call it, Jill's Immune Tonic. And it's got these things in it. Well, first of all, the most important thing it has in it is something called Stamets 7. Okay, Stamets 7 is a blend of 7 different mushrooms. Paul Stamets, this is his elixir, this is his tincture. I know Americans don't like tinctures, but I'll explain to you how you can make that tincture something you can drink in the morning. And I did it this morning. The reason why I'm saying this is I was awful yesterday. I did it this morning. I took my little tincture blend thing today, and I feel great now. Yeah, it could have run its course, but you know what? My immune system probably smiled and made me feel better. Anyway, so Stamets 7. Back to this. It says in my on my full script apothecary, and that's the link to it below, healyourhealthnow.com/immune, that it's a blend of 7 powerful mushroom tinctures. Mushrooms have been used for thousands of years and still are to support immunity. Okay, now um, Paul Stamets, the Mushroom Man, is the one who invented this, and Paul is famous because he healed his 86-year-old mother of stage 4 metastatic breast cancer with and doctors gave her 3 months to live, and after a year of this tincture, she was in remission. Oh, and also she used regular medication too, because I'm actually a firm believer that you should use regular medication with alternative medication, especially when you have cancer, and do both. I worked in an integrated cancer clinic, and it was like the best of all possible worlds. So he did. He cured her of stage 4 metastatic breast cancer with these supplement, and I use it in my immune system, in my immune tonic. So that's number one. And the interesting thing is that all of these tinctures, and I know Americans don't like tinctures, they prefer pills, but also I know that the tincture is probably a more powerful punch than a pill sometimes. And that's probably why I feel better today than I did yesterday taking this tonic. Okay. So I've got that in it. I've got that. And I have to tell you, when I worked in the cancer community, these cancer the active ingredient of mushrooms has been used for thousands of years in Japan and India and China and it is the most researched of all the natural cancer compounds. So listen up on that one. And it's used extensively in Japan and China and India and the Asian countries, along with chemotherapy to heal cancer. Okay. So that's one, the Stamen 7. I love it. I usually take a little bit of water, heat it up, and put it in, and you can smell the alcohol evaporating. And if you're using a tincture, that's your best way to do it. The other thing is I put in it, I put liquid vitamin D in it. Um, Vitamin D has been researched as a risk for immune deficiency and also COVID-19, and is one of the natural compounds that is used in a COVID-19, has been recommended for to treat COVID-19 by doctors. Okay, zinc also, another nutrient the body needs for immune health. We usually don't get a lot of it in our food. And then I do actually use something called liver health, because you need to protect the liver. Liver doesn't function very well when we have immune compromised problem. Okay, so liver, and then I use fulvic acid, which is a soil-based nutrient, to boost the effectiveness of your immune system. And one of the things I really like as far as probiotics are soil-based probiotics. And so you put them all in a little bit of water, a little bit of warm water. The alcohol will evaporate out, and then you drink it. Tastes like crap, but you can, well, tasting like crap is actually, it's an acquired taste to do this. It's okay because you can eat food afterwards or do something else. I've also included a vitamin C. It's really hard to find one that's liquid. I've seen them that are liposomal, but a tablet works fine because vitamin C is an extra immune boost. So those are in my tonic, which you can get at healyourhealthnow.com/immune. Please, in this winter where it's rainy and snowy and your immune system is really, clinging by its last fingertips, please protect it. Use something, okay? All right. I'm feeling great. I hope you will. And good Queen Jill signing off today. Tomorrow, I actually would talk to you about mindfulness, and have a good evening. Bye bye.